Right, people, what is happening? I am having a black coffee here. So I start my day off with, so obviously I'm doing carnivore and that's animal produce, but I do drink coffee as well. So it's black coffee. Sometimes, first thing in the morning, I'll put cream, fresh cream into it, not whipped cream, fresh cream, because the fats within that will actually give me an energy boost. But no, this is my second coffee of the day, and time-wise, it is 1 o'clock. It seems way earlier. I don't know. Anyway. So it's my second coffee. So this is actually the last coffee of the day, because you shouldn't be drinking caffeine anyway after lunchtime, because the half-life of caffeine, it'll affect your sleep. Today I am going to take you on a little journey with me. And we're going to climb, firstly, a place called Carrickford Hill. And Carrickford Hill is about 600 feet elevation, but as you'll see in a minute, there's some really steep steps. Walking up Carrickford Hill made me realise how embarrassingly unfit I was, given how I physically look. And it's all well and good being a 5-time world champion fitness model and looking, looking like that I, with my top off, looking like that I'm, jacked, or whatever description you want to put there. But if I get panned out of breath walking up steps up a hill, well, that's almost hypocritical. That's also fucking embarrassing. So what I want to show you is the things that I'm now doing on a daily basis that are in direct alignment with living longer. Longevity, cardiovascular fitness. I'm fortunate I have the muscle built already, but I don't care how I look anymore. I'm fortunate that I maintain the look that I have, but I've lost quite a lot of size compared to when I was competing. That was difficult to get my head around. But when the trade-off is, okay, well, you can look much bigger, but you're not going to last much longer on this planet, I would like to live longer, please, over I would like to be a little bit more jacked. So you really, for me, it's an ego check. We're in the Porsche, and we're going to, it's nice and warm and toasty inside here. I'm probably going to put this into storage after today anyway, because I've had it out a lot over Christmas and all of that, and I've enjoyed it a lot, but I don't want to get too used to it. So anyway, now the one thing and the reason why we're not moving, obviously, is because these things don't have cup holders. And so I'm just going to finish my coffee, and then we're going to hit the road and go to Carrickford. Fortunately, the sun is shining and partially cloudy. The road is dry, and it's been so wet over Christmas that today's obviously 1st of January, New Year, beautiful day, and Carrickford, I'm lucky, isn't that far away from me. And it's just nice to kind of take it all in, really, And like I said, this getting the Porsche out for a spin today is cool, because I would say either after today or tomorrow, I'll probably put it away and I'll leave it away until whenever, because I don't want to drive it every day, and I don't want it to become something that I'm really, really used to. Like, fortunate that I have a nice, daily, and fortunate that I have a heap of fucking shit Range Rover that is literally a heap of scrap that I can talk to you about and show you maybe on another video. We'll use the Range Rover on that. It's a Range Rover actually bought in England for £1,000, so I got really lucky with it, and it hasn't blown up yet. But there's a lot of the roads here that a normal daily car will get destroyed on. So having something that I could tow with, and if I needed to move gym equipment around or whatever, having something with a tow bar was something I needed. So I found this piece of shit Range Rover, knowing that it was going to blow up, and it hasn't blown up yet, thankfully. So there's time yet. But anyway, I'm going to show you my Whoop. Fucking sounds weird. I'm going to show you the fitness tracker that I use, which is actually probably fully charged now, and show you how I measure all my data and all my metrics when I'm doing activities. It could be something simple as like working on a car, cleaning, fucking walking, swimming, cycling, whatever. You can start an activity on the Whoop, and I have to be careful not to knock down these people. You can select an activity, start it, end it, and the Whoop will pick up on the data that's coming back from the wristband that I wear, and it calculates all the things it needs to calculate from that individual activity. And that is something that's really, really handy, because look, if we look at, we need to treat our body like a business almost, and the more metrics and data that we have, the better feedback we're going to get as to what's benefiting our bodies, what's most certainly not helping our bodies, and so on. So having as much data as possible is fantastic, you know. Yes, some people would argue, oh yeah, but you're going to get caught up in the numbers, and I don't want to measure this, and I don't want to measure that. Fine. The more points of reference one has with anything in life, the more you can pinpoint where to change, or where, where you're going wrong, so to speak, or where you're going right, more to the point as well. Things that you need to double down on, because not everything people are doing is wrong. Some people are doing things that are actually quite right, and they need to know that too. And you can get that from these trackers. Anyway, now you can see the steps behind me, and I have my phone here, so I'm going to start recording on Whoop now, which is my wearable, and start climbing. And you'll see within a short space of time, I'll check back in with you in a second, but you'll see in a short space of time that those steps are going to seriously take their toll on my heart rate, my breathing, and all the rest of it. And look, that's what I'm here for, you know. I'm here because every time I climb that hill, I'm just going to get fitter and fitter and fitter and fitter. I won't get worse, that's for sure anyway. So, right, off we go. I don't know if the camera can pick it up well, but it looks pretty decent from what I can see. There's a good pull up here, and already I am, let's have a look, 54 seconds into it, and my heart rate's up at 122. So it'll tell you the level of strain that it puts you under immediately. And it's going to focus on breathing, presence, awareness, and the beauty of the place. That's the next section of steps. And as you can hear, I'm out of breath. I need to focus on my breathing more. It's quite a steep elevation, you know. But yeah, already not in a good place with my breath anyway. So I need to focus now on the steps that I know work for breathing. Halfway up, I get a bit of respite on the way up, because I met a client. I stopped talking for a couple of minutes, so it allowed me to catch my breath. But as you can see, some pretty unreal scenery. But anyway, we'll keep going, and I'll check back in with you once I get to the top. Now, it is wild up here. Okay, just for geographical purposes, the Seven Heads is over there. The old head of Kinsale is over there. And as we go around here, you'll see the Galley Head, where my finger is pointing. Rosscarbery, Glandore. Way off in the distance over there is Baltimore, and you can see Cape Clear right on the horizon over there. Mount Gabriel, which is near Skool, is over there. That's Drina there. Sorry about the wind. Just where that rainbow is, over that hill, is Dunmanway. Macroom is over that way. And I would hazard a guess that if we went that direction, we would be pointing towards Cork City. Now, as I'm up here, let's go and have a look. Let's take out my phone. Have a look at the Whoop, and it took me 16 minutes to come up. That's because I was talking to someone, like I said. Whoops, a bit too close to the camera there. And we can see, so my heart rate is back down 108, 16 minutes. I was talking to someone for a while, so that will attribute to why it's taking me so long. I did it the other day in 11. It's not a race. I'm not going against the clock, but just as a point of reference. But yeah, the views up here are amazing. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do some box breathing, and I'm just going to be present in the moment up here. So I'll talk to you in a second. So why am I doing all this anyway? I want to work on my VO2 max. And basically my VO2 max is the amount of oxygen that's available to me while I'm exercising, and the amount of oxygen that's available to my heart, more so for oxygenated blood and so on. And it's clearly, when your breathing starts to get quite shallow after a short period of exercise and your heart rate's elevated, obviously your VO2 max, you're under pressure because you just can't get enough oxygenated blood in. And that's what I'm trying to work on. And that's the journey you're going to see as the year unfolds, is me documenting that, seeing where I'm at, and seeing what I do, the things that I do to compound them on a daily basis to make sure that I have more oxygen available for consumption during physical activity, which is directly linked to preventing heart disease, directly linked to longevity, directly linked to a whole host of positive things, and something that we all need to take into consideration. So that's what I'm doing. Again, beautiful scenery here, so I'm going to turn the camera around and give you a look once again. Beautiful place on a clear day like today, that you can see so much, and absolutely blessed to have this within 8 minutes of where I live. Now I am back in the car, close my door properly, on a bit of a slant. Right, okay, so I want to talk to you about the data on the Whoop now that we're back in the car. So let's have a look at it. What's happening now is Whoop is, you can't see that, but Whoop is calculating my activity and strain and so on and so forth, and it'll give me feedback on it in 5 minutes, right? But one thing I did notice from it when I was looking at it there, that my max heart rate was 139, and the last time I did that walk, my max heart rate had topped out at 154. So I'm going to read you the data on this. So I spent 37 minutes in zone 0, which is up to 125 beats per minute. I spent 4 minutes and 46 seconds in zone 1, which is 125 to 136 BPM. And I spent 16 seconds in zone 2. And I can remember one of the days I did this previously, I'd spent nearly the whole thing in zone 3 and 4. So that to me is a direct feedback that what I'm doing is definitely working. I am getting more oxygen in, and it's helping, pump more oxygenated blood around my body when it's looking for it. What have we got here? So we burnt 105 calories, average heart rate of 104, bearing in mind I had a coffee beforehand. Max heart rate was 139, duration was 42. 600 feet elevation was the height. Now, one could argue lots of things on that and go, okay, well, I stopped at the top, I chilled out, I took some time to get my heart rate back down. But remember, doing all these activities is fine, but this isn't some sort of absolute by the minute exercise that must be done. You must enjoy the process as well, and know that everything that you're doing is in direct alignment with the things that you're trying to achieve, which is live longer. And stress is a huge contributing factor. I don't want to be stressed to go, oh, I did it in this time and I need to beat this time, or why didn't I get into more zone 1 or zone 2, and all of these things, and start battling with the numbers. The numbers are just there as a point of reference for me. I'm just blessed, and I'm delighted either way. It doesn't matter if it said I was in zone 5. It doesn't bother me. The fact that I'm able to come here, do that, document it, and be authentic about it, and talk to you guys about it, it's really fulfilling to be able to express myself on it. And to be vulnerable, I guess, and to show you that it isn't all about how one perceives to be seen. Because ironically, the person I met on the way up the hill said to me, "Oh, you should do this, no problem," just because I'm, quote, fit. But really, am I fit? And that's the definition that we're trying to get to here. What is fit? Well, to the eye, one may look fit, but they may not be. And that's the thing, Having a proportionately muscle, bound body does not equal that guy must be fit. Just doesn't. So, on we go. And we're going to hit the road now. I need to stop off at the gym first, and then I'm going to go to Castle Freak, and I'm going to go for a nice walk in the woods in Castle Freak, because I want to bring the vibration of everything slightly down a bit. I just want to calm things down. And I'm going to record it and show you guys, but I actually want to show you the place where I'm going walking, but I actually want to switch the camera off then. And I want to actually be present. I'm not going there to record a clip and getting in the car and leaving again. I'm going there for the benefit of myself. I'm going there because I just want to chill out. I don't want to be around people, so I'm going to get lost in the woods. Now, as you can see, I'm here in a place called Castle Freak. I'm off the normal track. The normal track, there's a kind of a walkway around, but there's quite a lot of cars here, and I just don't want to see people, because this place is a very, very beautiful place. And I want to show you a bit of it, but I also want to be present here, and I want to actually just do the things I'm telling you that I'm doing here, which is just being and listening and, hearing that water running there, and just looking at the sun starting to, break through the trees and all the rest of it. So I'm going to go on, show you some bit of it, and then I'm going to switch the camera off. I'll talk to you in the car on the way back. So after finding this nice little stream here, if the camera's picking it up or not, maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But what I'm going to do, I'm deep in the undergrowth here, I am going to just literally be in the moment and just take it all in from a sensory perspective. And it's really, really important, because if I don't, then I'll just miss it all. Or if I'm on my phone or something stupid like that. So we have to be present at all times, because we have now, this is real, I am alive. I don't know if I'm going to wake up tomorrow morning. None of us do. And nothing is given, and we're constantly wishing away time. So for me right now, I just want to ground myself, and I just want to switch off from the outside world. That's why I kind of came off the beaten track a bit, and just take it all in, really. I must say that one of the things I did after I switched the camera off was I took my shoes and socks off, and I just stood with my eyes. First of all, I took in everything that was around me, but I took my shoes and socks off and just stood on the wet leaves and just felt everything from a sensory perspective through my feet. It's a process called grounding, which I'll go into on another video. But I checked in with all my with all my senses. What could I smell? What could I feel? What could I see? What could I touch? And just to be present, to be there in that moment, and you're checking in with all your senses. And it gave me a good sense of calmness there afterwards, which allowed me then to just go, I'm actually quite tired from it now, not from the exertion, but I'm quite drained. And every time I do some grounding, I find that I get quite drained. But what I want to finish on now is all the things I touched on today, which is obviously it's important to get out into nature. It's important to move. Please think, how did we get here? What did our ancestors do on a daily basis? They were moving all the time. Like, they just were. They were either foraging, or they were working on their land, or they were out hunting, or whatever. It depends what era you're in, but they were still all outdoors, and they were all moving and doing something. And if you look at any of the places around the world that have high density of centenarians, you'll actually see a common trend, which is these people just move all of the time, and their daily movements are the things that keep them fit and keep them agile and keep them mobile into their hundreds, which is amazing in and of itself. So what I want to focus on is, yes, it's important to get outdoors. It's important to get fresh air. It's important to work on your cardiovascular fitness. It's important to take things in, but it's also important to laugh. It's important to just let your inner child out in some way, shape or form. That's why I like driving this car, because if I want to satisfy the inner child in me and throw the car sideways somewhere, not that it's I'm advising anybody to do it, but like, I'll do it because I can, and it'll put a smile on my face. And that's it. It's just about actually living, being, experiencing. And just today is like this, the sun is setting, the west is behind us now at the moment. The sun is setting. What a day. What, you know, and I wholeheartedly mean this to be true. If I died tonight, then I know today I actually did everything I set out and said I was going to do, and I wholeheartedly mean this from the bottom of my heart. I set out today, everything I said I was going to do, I did it. And there's a couple of jobs left to do which are trivial, right? But all the big tasks that I said I was going to do today, I did them, and I'm content within myself for doing that. So I'm happy. There's a lot to be said for it. There's a lot to be taken from it. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you enjoyed the content. Slightly different now to the Porsche video the last day. I will be integrating cars and my lifestyle into it, but I do, listen, anybody that's watching this, it's important. We're all human beings, and we all would like to live a little bit longer and feel a little bit better about ourselves. I'm sure you'd all agree on that one. And comment below. Let me know things that you'd like to see. If there is anything to do with this space that I'm now showing you people, bearing in mind I've been in the fitness industry the bones of 2 decades now, and I would ask you if there's anything you'd like to see, drop it in the comment section below. I'd be delighted. Or have a look in the description, you'll see all my socials in there as well. So that's it. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you on the next video. Just on the back row, I have no fucking seatbelt on.